Okay, mic's on. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Hope you can see me okay. Let's see. Oh, does it let me? Oh, okay. Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. It is Friday, September 20th, 2024, the year of new beginnings. And I'm here with our Friday live stream. This is probably not the time I'm going to be doing it on Fridays, but today's the day, or this time is the time I'm doing it for this debut. This is the first Friday. This is our premiere for Last Days, Dark Ways, Sunlight Rays. So this is a special live stream that the Lord has put on my heart to do on Fridays for us. Specifically, for those of us who are in a space where I'm learning about the last days. So you're likely coming to this stream or this video if you are trying to figure out what is going on in the world right now. And I'm here to teach you, I'm here to equip you, I'm here to empower you to be prepared for what is here and what is coming. This is why the Lord has assigned me to do this. It's been 11 years since I've been a watchman, and this is my next assignment right now, is to share on this, because there's a lot of us that aren't prepared for what is essentially here. So I was prompted a couple of weeks ago actually to start preparing to do this. So I'm going to just kind of do an intro on what to expect on these streams on Fridays. And then for those of you that are tuning in that are actually very knowledgeable about the times that we're in, those of you that are watchmen, those of you that are, especially if you are, or I should say, if you're sort of at the end of your watch. Okay, so some of us have been watching for a long time. Others of us are kind of new, and others of us are not even aware. We're about to learn some things that the Lord wants us to learn, and this is why I'm doing this live stream on Fridays. Most likely I'm going to do it in the evenings, but today I have a little bit of a different evening unexpectedly, so I'm doing it now. So I invite you to pray as you're receiving what I'm going to share. A lot of what I'm going to share is stuff that the Lord's given to me through, I call them love letters and warnings. And you can find these on my blog, or a lot of them. I haven't posted everything He's shared with me. I've only posted what I've been prompted to post. On my blog, blogs, I actually have 2 blogs that I've posted, and I haven't actually posted in quite some time, but there's a lot on there to glean from. So these are basically Holy Spirit divine revelation that the Lord has imparted into my spirit that He's asked me to write down and share. In fact, I'm going to be sharing one today. This is one of my most prized possessions. But I started writing His messages in the summer of 2014. So it's actually been 10 years since the Lord's had me scribing His warnings and messages and love letters, as I call them. And this year, He's been giving me more personal ones about what to expect for my year, because He has had me in a place of transition and preparing my heart for what He's bringing and preparing me for this next phase. So I'm going to be sharing a word specifically that He reminded me of before I started this live stream. And some of what I'm going to share may sound scary or surreal because, well, it is. It's surreal to think that we're living in the last days before, and what does this even mean? So when I speak of the last days, I'm speaking of the days before the Lord's return. And this is a multifaceted and multi-layered event, or I should say series of events that are going to happen. There's significant markers in this sequence of events, some of which the Lord has revealed to me of what to expect as in terms of how close we are as far as the signs are concerned. But the first thing I want to share is do not be afraid. The Lord doesn't want us to walk in fear in spite of our circumstances, in spite of what's going on with us, okay? Now, again, a lot of us are in a season, a place of refinement. So I'm going to get into this because it's important to discern where you are. You know, where does the Lord have me? What season am I in when it comes to my walk with God? And everyone's in a different space. So when you come to that place of understanding for myself, this is where I am with the Lord or God, however you see Him and reverence Him, that is going to help you understand your connection to the rest of what's going on in the world. Okay? So again, this live stream is for those who are mostly, okay, it's for everyone, of course, you can glean from this. But I am here to prepare. I am here to prepare those who are not prepared. I'm going to put it in the simplest of terms because there's a lot that I'm going to get into that might sound a little over your head at first. But the more we get into these teachings and understanding, the more you will feel comfortable with the terminology that I'm going to share, with even some of the specifics that I'm going to share. Okay, so last days. Last days because we are in the last days. There are many signs that reveal this to us. I'm just going to kind of gloss over, because this is an intro to everything we're going to be talking about. I'm going to gloss over the basics of what this means in the simplest of terms, okay? So many of us are aware that things are not normal anymore. In fact, they haven't been normal for a little while. I shared back in 2020, per revelation, that normal is obsolete. As of 2020, specifically, normal is gone, okay? And that things were not going to go back to the way they were. And they haven't, actually. They've actually progressed in the same direction that they began in 2020, which is chaos and confusion and nothing normal, okay? So this is the first thing that I want you to grab hold of, is this understanding and acceptance that the normal that I've been used to, now of course we're all different ages, different generations, but even the normal that I've been used to before the 2020, the world thrown upside down as I call it, is not here anymore. So we've had to adapt to this new normal. So I apologize if I was muted. In fact, no, it's okay. I'll just leave it. But apologies for the interruptions if I get phone calls or notifications. I need to accept that things are different so that I can embrace the change. Okay? So that I can process, and this is actually my signature method that I use when I teach on the inner healing journey, which we're going to get into actually in this, because it's very vital that I am prepared internally for what's coming. So I must get to this place where I realize things are not the same. They're not going back to the way they used to be, and therefore I need to be prepared for the unknown, okay, for the unexpected even. We're in this season, I've been sharing this most of this year actually, but especially September, that we're in a season of new beginnings, because we have shifted into the new, okay? And this month specifically has been a month of surprise, the Holy Spirit leading us in spite of everything that we're dealing with or going through, because we're all going through something. But you must remember also, this is part of my refinement. This is part of my growth. This is part of God taking me from where I was, my old, to where He's taking me in my new. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to share, is to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and then physically for all of this, okay? Because you have to be sound and prepared for what's coming. And this is why I'm doing these lives on Fridays now, to prepare you, to help you, to teach you, to unveil things to you that maybe you're not aware of, or maybe you are kind of aware of, but this is actually your confirmation that you're not going crazy. You're actually seeing things differently, because they are different. So yes, the first realm is just the day-to-day, that things are not what they used to be, and they're not going back. In fact, we've been in this domino effect of deterioration, okay? Now, you may be watching this in a different country, okay? I'm in the States. So things for you might look differently than for us over here, in terms of the acceleration or what's going on with, I'll call them the 3 tiers. The first is, how do I want to put this? The first, I will say, is the government, okay? Because we all have a government. And with everything that's happening, there's a lot happening in the government, okay, of your country, of my country. That is another indicator of how or where we are in terms of time, okay? Then there's religion, okay? And when I speak of religion, I speak of the global religious perspectives collectively, okay? And then there is society, okay? So what's going on in your society, in your country, is important for you to understand, because it's an indicator, again, of how close we are, okay? Now, we're going to continue to see changes, okay? This is part of, again, the transition into the new structure. I'm going to put it that way. By the way, I will be speaking in code a lot of the time, so just accept that because I am keeping things organized and deliberately presented in a way that focuses on what the Spirit is trying to teach us so that we don't get distracted with the other narratives, as I like to say, of current events and things of that nature. You will never see me talking about anything, any kind of partiality on anything, okay? Not politics, not religion, because that brings confusion, division, chaos, and I'm not about that, and you'll never see that on my channel. And in addition to that, I feel that it is between you and God to discern what it is that He has you to discern and understand about what's going on with your country, with what's going on with... Sorry about that interruption. So yes, I was saying that I'm going to speak very general when it comes to these topics. And at the same time, the Lord will translate spiritually what you need to understand for yourself. This is something I'm very confident in. I have a question. Yes, I am. I am in the States. I'm in North America. Where are you from? And welcome. Good to have you here today. So I am speaking again on the last days. And this is a live stream I'm going to be doing every Friday. For those of you that are tuning in, welcome everyone. And awesome, so am I. I'm from Texas too. Feel free to ask questions or share comments because again, this is for everyone's benefit and blessing. And I'm very, very honored to be able to do this. Like I said earlier in the live, the Lord has had me watching for a little while, and He's shown me a lot of things. And it took me a little bit to realize, first of all, that I was hearing from the Lord in my spirit. And He speaks to me, actually He speaks to me in many ways, but one of the ways He speaks to me is just quietly in my spirit. He has me scribing, and He's had me scribing for the last 10 years. And again, I will link my blog so you guys can read for yourself some of the things that He's shared with me. And He is going to be... Hi, welcome. Good to see you. He's going to be revealing to you what you need to understand when it comes to these last days that we're in. Government is not important when it comes to energy. Okay, so I have a question. Government is not so important when it comes to interchange. So, well, again, I think what I'm going to share here is that is something you have to discern for yourself. You know, what your perspectives are, what your beliefs are when it comes to where you're from. And you're from Holland, right? Holland, that's awesome. Interchange is, yes, I mean, our inner being is affected and influenced by everything that we have been taught to believe, that we come to believe, or that we will eventually believe. So that alone is its own process of inner change, as you're calling it. Now, I personally teach on the inner healing journey. I teach from the perspective of biblical perspective. That is what I believe, so therefore that is how I teach in terms of the spirituality behind what I help others understand for their inner healing journey. And then, so yes, to answer your question, I mean, everything influences us, so it's really a matter of how you weigh it as importance, or how you weigh it as an importance in your life. And that is something that we all must discern for ourselves. Yeah. I thought you were going to be vague about religion and politics. Well, the God of my understanding and what I teach is not a religion. So I don't, you know, that's how I'm going to answer that one for you. But anyways, getting back to what I was sharing. Okay, so again, those of you that are here, this is for you, because there's going to come a time, if you haven't already experienced with what is going on. What is going on? I need answers. I need to gain perspective, because this is all too much for me. This is why it's important, and there was the question about the inner chain. This is why it's important for us to have the peace that surpasses understanding within self, so that I can handle everything out here. And there's going to come a time when this happens for you, if you haven't already experienced it. Now, some of us, as I shared before, some of us have been going through this refinement and we're coming out. Okay? And when I'm speaking of this refinement, I'm speaking specifically spiritual, mental, emotional, a complete spirit, soul, and body change and deliverance, and ushering us into who we truly are, our new self, which we cannot find apart from the Lord. So if you're not there yet, your time is coming for this refining process. And my encouragement to you is that you are prepared and that you are ready. And I'm here to help you if you feel like you're not. So, last days. So that's my introduction to last days. And actually, there's more. There's signs in the heavens. Everything that's going on with space, everything that's going on with the weather, everything that's going on with the pole shift that's coming. I don't know how many of you know about that, but there is a pole shift that's coming. And everything that's going on with these strange anomalies in the weather, this is all the physical manifestation. This is all the earth giving the signs and birth pangs of what is going on with earth. Our planet reveals to us how sick it is, how desperate it is for rescue. And these are ways that we see it. We see it in the space weather, we see it in the sun, we see it in the moon, we see it in, again, our weather here in this realm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you for sharing. Exactly. So we see the signs all around us. They are evident all around us. What else? People. Okay, so this is how I like to describe it. So we are given and born as spirit. We possess soul, and we live in body. Okay? In the same way, when God created Earth is the physical, okay? Earth is the physical realm of humanity, okay? And there is a spiritual warfare between good and evil that is constantly going on, and we are in these days where it's unavoidable now. We feel it. Even if you don't know what's going on, you can sense it. Some of us, and when we get into the spiritual gifts and things of that nature, you will begin to understand how God has gifted you spiritually. Some of us can feel what's going on. Some of us can actually see. Some of us have visions or dreams. Maybe you don't even know. You're having actually prophetic dreams and you don't even realize it. But this is why I'm doing these lives, so that those of you that are coming here, you're going to have your eyes opened, and revelation is going to be pouring into your spirit by the Lord. I'm just here to share what He's imparted to me. I'm here to open the door, but it's Him that's going to be sharing with you and through you and to you what you need to know for your life and those connected to you. And the soul realm of the earth is us, humanity. Okay? So the soul of the earth is very sick right now. I don't know how many of us have been able to discern that people, especially in the last few years, are changing. People are not as kind as they used to be. People are not as empathetic. You know, the love of many will grow cold. That's one of the scriptures that it talks about when it comes to these last days. The love of many will grow cold. This is how we can see and sense that people are not the way they used to be. Now, some of this is because of the spiritual warfare that we are all in at all times. And the simplest of terms, I'm going to share this just to get us going. But we have 3 realms that we battle, okay? 3 realms that we battle. Do I have a question? Let me see. Oh, when I say him, I'm referring to the Lord, Jose. Kind is weak. I can see why you would say that, but I do believe that kindness is one of the greatest attributes that people can have. That's true. People who are under the persuasion of the enemy would probably see it that way. But kindness is one of the greatest attributes a human can possess. And it is hard at times to show kindness in the face of that kind of spirit coming at you. And I totally understand what you're saying there. And I empathize with that. And I'm sorry that you've gone through that. 3 realms that we battle. The realm of the spiritual warfare, which the evil one is a part of, that comes at us, okay? Then there's the world and the world system and all of the chaos and confusion that's coming at us at all times. And then we have the inner battle, which is the battle of the flesh. And this is where we must gain that strength and soundness from first, so I can handle out here. Okay, this is why I teach on the inner healing journey. This is why I do one-to-one sessions, so I can teach you personally, you know, whatever's going on with you, to help you gain that, you know, restoration that you need. A lot of us have been through a lot of abuse. And yes, I empathize with that. A lot of us have been through a lot of abuse, and we have a lot of trauma that we need to release and we need to grow through. So I invite you, this is a side note, but I invite you, if you're struggling with some things and you need someone to talk to, I am available for one-to-ones. And you can message me at shesrestored@gmail.com or leave me your email in the comments and I will reach out to you. So yes, 3 realms that we battle. That's important for us to remember in these last days. So, second part, dark ways. So I've titled this live stream, Last Days, Dark Ways, and Sunlight Rays, specifically because this is what we're going to be learning here. What's going on in these last days, the darkness that is coming and enveloping over us, which we can all feel. We can see it. We can sense it. And that's what it is. It's darkness from the kingdom of darkness. And we must learn how to discern what it is, where it's coming from, and how to combat it. Okay? And there's a lot that we're going to get into in all of this. And then sunlight rays, because there is light. There is light that overcomes the darkness. And we are here, hopefully, and if you're not yet, you will be, an ambassador of light to combat this darkness that is literally taking over the world. It's not just one state, it's everywhere. The social becomes normal. Yes. One second. I don't know if you guys can still hear me about that. So yes. Okay. So yeah, sunlight rays. I'm here to give you both the reality of the darkness that we are entering into, that we have been in, and what is coming, okay? Because a lot of what's coming is beyond the human capacity to understand. It is beyond us. It is supernatural. So therefore, we must learn how to access the spiritual part of ourselves that is connected to God Himself, because this is the only way I can be anchored in the chaos around me. It's the only way. So if you're in a place where, and again, we're all in different places, okay? We're all in different places when it comes to how I see God, okay? Some of us, we just see Him as, you know, a very distant, hail and brimstone being, okay? Some of us reverence Him as creator of the universe, and we see Him as God of the universe. Some of us see Him more intimately as the Father, okay? He is my spiritual father. And depending on how you see Him is how you're going to relate to Him. And this is a whole journey and process. So that's encouragement right there. I'm not sure what that, I don't know if your message came through, Jose, if you want to resend it, because it doesn't look like it came through. So this is first and foremost, is to understand, how do I relate to God? How do I see God? Where do I see God in my life? Is He even part of my life, or is He somewhere far away? A lot of us have been through church hurt. A lot of us have gone through, and I say that, you know, because it's a phrase. But a lot of us have been hurt by people who have represented God, or I should say misrepresented God. So therefore, we have shunned away from God. I'm one of those. I went through seasons where people misrepresented God, okay, to me. And it shunned me from Him. It turned me away from Him. It made me go the opposite direction, into a place of rebellion even. But I had to come to a place in myself where I realized that we're all broken in this world. We're all only given glimpses of all of it, okay? But God, when we give our lives over to Him, He is the one who will reveal truth, true, absolute truth. He is the one who will reveal love, true, absolute love. And He is the one who will reveal honor, true, absolute honor, okay? These are all characteristics and attributes of who He is. So if I want to understand God, and when I'm sharing on that, I'm sharing on the God that I worship, that I believe in, and that is the Most High, Adonai. And I need to take time for myself to spend with Him, to know Him, to get to know Him. So that is why I encourage you, understand where you are when it comes to God. Where are you? That's very important. Hi, welcome. Good to see you. Yes, that is true. Yeah, it's true. These last days, the churches, they're going to reveal themselves, actually, those that carry the Spirit of the Lord and those that do not. And again, that's just one of those things that you must discern for yourself. If the Lord wants you as part of a congregation, or if he has you in a time of consecration so that you can, build yourself up in him and know where he has you. So anybody have any questions before I kind of transition a little bit? Please share them. Any questions at all? But how's everybody doing? Welcome to the chat. Good to see you all. Some of you I've seen before and others are new, so welcome to everybody. My name's Ruby, by the way, and again, on my channel, I do teach on the inner healing journey. I share a lot of music and song messages because that is another way the Lord speaks to me, is through music, and I love music. I'm a music enthusiast, so I do share a lot of music, and I do share a lot of spiritual teachings, and this is one of them. So if you're just tuning in, as I shared earlier in the stream, this is going to be our Friday Night Live, is on the last days. I'm going to be teaching you, I'm going to be equipping you, I'm going to be empowering you to be ready for what is here and what is coming. But does anybody want to share maybe on where you feel like you are in terms of, your understanding of what's going on? Maybe some things that are going on in your area, because everybody's from different areas, it looks like, at least in the chat. Or if you're not in the chat yet, you can hop on and share. Or if you have any questions for me or about me, please feel free to ask. And as I shared earlier, my journey to coming to understand about these last days, yes, Jose, I empathize. I'm so sorry. I know Texas is brutally hot. I was actually just there not that long ago. I'm from Texas myself, but I'm back in the north. My husband's actually from the north, so this is where we are right now. But we're still in transition to establishment. But yes, I know it can be really hot. So I'm sorry you're going through that. So yes, a little bit about me when it comes to understanding the last days. This is actually, it's interesting because when I started walking with the Lord, it really had to do with my season in life. I had just become, and actually, it was when I got pregnant with my first child. Oh, really? The Lord started prompting my spirit to seek him when I became pregnant with my firstborn. And that's how I began. Now, mind you, this was after years of I didn't want anything to do with God. I had been through a lot of things, and I was very sad and hurt and bitter. But the pregnancy and the birth of my first son is what drew me back to God. And I started reading scripture in the Bible. I started studying. I started meditating. And the Lord began to reveal himself to me. And it was for about maybe 2013. So let's see, 7 years. That's actually powerful because 7 is my number. But it was 7 years that I was walking with the Lord before he started revealing about the end times. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. And then I got an instruction in my spirit when I began to understand how to hear in the spirit realm. I got the instruction to start studying the book of Revelation. Now, God will reveal to you differently according to whatever he has for you. But this is my story. He began to instruct me to read the book of Revelation, which I didn't want to read it. I didn't want to read the book of Revelation. I really didn't want to know about it until, at the time I thought, well, when I'm old and I don't have to think about anything else, then I'll read that book. Because there was a lot of fear that I grew up when it came to some teachings in the church. And I didn't really want to know more than I had to. But that was the instruction. And so I began to read it. And just like that, the scales came off my eyes and I began to see and understand what I would have never been able to do apart from him. And that's how it started. Then he started showing me things that were going on in the world at the time, and revealing certain things, prophetic things that were coming. I started getting prophetic dreams, and then I started getting messages, and it just kept coming and kept coming. And then I had the biggest change in my life, which happened about 4 years ago, where I lost everything. And I went through, as I call it, the Job experience. And it was in that time that I began to understand that when you follow the Lord, it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. It's going to be better. But there is a change that happens within you that you can either resist or you can embrace. And you can understand that my walk it's a narrow path, as the word says. My walk with the Lord is personal. It's unique to what he has for me. It's unique to what he's called me to do while I'm here. It's unique to the people that are assigned to me, and including my own family. You know, I'm a mother of 3, so my journey is unique to my children, okay? What the Lord's imparting to me is preparing my children. What the Lord's imparting to you is preparing your family, your children, those that are assigned to you, those that are connected to you. What he's asked you to do while you're here now and when the time comes for other things that are coming. So that is what the purpose of this live stream every Friday. And as I said earlier, I'm not going to be doing it necessarily at this time. It's probably going to be later. But you can always catch it on the replay. If you can't catch me live, you can catch it on the replay and share your comments. But does anybody have any testimonies or maybe any revelations or insights about how they feel, you know, what's going on, you know, in the world these last days, how things have changed even in the last 4 years? I'd be happy to hear what you guys have to say. And again, this live stream is going to be for your benefit, for your preparation, to prepare you spiritually. If you're not anchored spiritually, to prepare you mentally, so that you can have a sound mind and not be so mentally stressed out about what's going on in the world. Emotionally centered, so that you can handle the chaos that's continuing to unfold. And physically, so you can be yielded to where the Lord wants you physically, because there is an importance in understanding that where I am physically matters as time continues, because sorry if I got muted. I'm going to be used in terms of my assignment, my calling, my purpose, and serving others where I'm at. Okay? Now, of course, right now we're, you know, it's digital and we're good. We can meet everybody everywhere online. But if there does come a time when that's not possible, we're going to be connected to the people around us. So it's important to, wow, that's powerful. You've had several dreams about the start of the Great Tribulation. Starts out with a big loud bang. Ooh. Yeah. Well, we're going to get into a lot of this, and I'm looking forward to you sharing more, but I'm going to be sharing dreams too. I'm going to be sharing a lot of words that he's given to me. Yeah, Jose, actually, wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. Yes, I've had some of those too. In terms of like the time frames, um, the Lord actually gave me in 2022. It was the first time He gave me a specific date on something, and it kind of freaked me out because I was like, I've never had a specific date. And it is a significant event. I will get into that, not today, this live stream, but um, so yeah, I look forward to hearing more on that. Um, that you don't know the year, but the end of December. Um, More distant to, yes. So if you're noticing some of this, to answer what you were saying, Jose, about feeling the distance, the Lord did a divine alignment in 2021. In fact, that was the rhema He gave me for the year, which is basically, it's like a word that He gives me for the whole year. This is the year of new beginnings because it's the 8th year in terms of numbers. He speaks to me a lot through numbers. But 2021 was the year of divine alignment. And in that year, there was a divine spiritual division, okay? And we felt it. A lot of us, we felt it and we saw it and we experienced it and we went through it. Again, going back to this understanding that people are acting different. A lot of people are acting very different. And this has to do with a spiritual division that happened. So it's already happened. And we're going to notice it more and more. Okay? Yes, it is a lonely path at times, the narrow path. However, you're not alone in the path. And you embrace that consecration because that is where the Lord empowers you and strengthens you with everything that He wants you to possess, to build you up, and then also so that you can go and pour into others. So, but yes, I totally empathize, and I've been through that season too, where it's just like, it's just me and the Lord, and everybody else is like gone or far away. And it's a lonely season, but it's also so fulfilling and fruitful. But I'm here if you want to talk. And that goes for everybody. If you feel like you're in a place where, you got to release some stuff, you got to process some stuff, I do one-to-one inner healing sessions. I use art, music, movement. Those are my sort of modalities because those are areas that I have worked in or I love. So I welcome you to reach out to me, shesrestored@gmail.com. You can see in the description box, I have everything linked on there. But don't feel alone. Don't feel like you have to carry all this by yourself, because you don't. Okay? Yeah. And it just might be, when it comes to that, with the dreams and stuff, it just might be a season where maybe He's having you, kind of shift gears a little bit. Because I know that happened to me with the Watchmen. And some of the things He was revealing to me actually corporately. I remember there was a time where I was just not hearing anything about what's coming or what's going on. But it was also a season where He had me, and it might be different for you, but I'm just sharing this to relate. But it was a season where He just had me focus on me and doing some more inner healing and gaining some more strength and anchoring myself more deeply in Him and my walk with Him. But now He has me back. And I'm going to be doing these Fridays live from now on. So I hope to see all of you back here next week. If you're interested in taking any of my classes, I have them linked on my website. Basically do a class a day all week. And they're only $5. So if that's something you're interested in, please go look at my calendar and sign up. Those are group classes. And again, I do one-to-ones if y'all are interested in that. What else? If you guys want to learn Spanish, I'm teaching Spanish. Or if you want to learn English, I'm teaching English on Syllable Space. I don't know if I have that linked or not, but so I welcome all of you to take any of my classes. I'm going to end with this word that he prompted me to share. It's a little heavy to be obedient, and I'm going to share it. It's also on my blog. And of course I share as he prompts me. So this is the word. Please take it to the Lord. Discern what is for you to receive and what is something that he just needs to show you. But this is the word he wants me to share. I don't have this one dated, but it's somewhere between 2019 and 2020 is when he had me pen this one down. Actually, yeah. Yes, my child, I have asked you to pen my words. The hour is here, daughter. This time is now. All I have spoken to you and my messengers is now coming to pass. Many will wake from their sleep when the shaking commences. As I have spoken, many will come out of their trials, as others will begin theirs. This is the spiritual shift representing my sheep and my goats, the wheat and the tares. So many have praised me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. These will begin to be refined as the sorrows strike. This will be their final moment to repent. My sheep know my voice and they hear me. These have followed me even amidst their persecution. They have been faithful and will enter into their inheritance, covered in my glory to do mighty works in my name, to bring in the final harvest. The time is now, my children. Your nation will collapse and will not recover. Are you steadfast in my love for you? Are you grounded on the rock of my Son's salvation? You will not stand otherwise. No man can stand at the coming judgment. Do not be deceived, I am not mocked. What you have sown, you will also reap. If you choose to reject my eternal covenant of peace that my Son purchased with his own blood, for your forgiveness of sins, for all mankind. Turn to me now, O man, for the hour of trial is now upon you. Leave all that is not of me behind you, and cling to me. For I am the I am. I am the God of all creation. I am the God of the universe. I am the God of the heavens and the earth. I am the God of Abraham, Jacob, and Israel. I am the God of all, and I come from my people. Be found in me, saints. I will speak to each of you as you yield to my Ruach HaKodesh, for there is much labor to be done in the final hour. Release your worries and cares that you care, your cares on me, for I care for you. Your reward awaits you and will be great. You have endured. Yes, my child, you have endured, and I have not forsaken you. Rest in my love, daughter. It is here where your strength is gathered to continue to abide. There is nothing left to fear. All has been put under my feet. I love you, precious child. Release all and be healed now. That's the word he wanted me to share. I hope it blesses you. I hope you're all blessed. I have to get going now. Love you all. Hope to see you next week. And feel free to join in any of my other streams until then. Okay? Talk to y'all soon. Bye.